GATA Vindicated, but Deutsche Bank a limited hangout. Bill Murphy, welcome to Dystopia 19. This morning, Jason Burack of Wall Street for Main Street and I interviewed GATA Chairman Bill Murphy. Last week's announcement that Deutsche Bank seeks to settle lawsuits concerning the bank's manipulation of silver and gold fix is big news. No two ways about it. This news vindicates GATA's work. Mainstream media producers, business television anchors, and mainstream journalists no longer have the risk-free option of running the party line that manipulation only occurs within the bond, currency, and equities markets. Deutsche Bank's settlement regulates the journalistic abortion to the dustbin of history. I say risk-free because some of these powers that be stenographers will continue to make the case that there's no manipulation in the precious metals market, despite the fact that ever-growing number of people can see these stenographers for what they are, shills, serving as their own personal interests and their own careers. But I digress. It's important to underscore that the lawsuits against Deutsche Bank focus on the manipulation in the fix in London. The manipulation of the fix represents only one of the many tools in the cartel's manipulation bag of tricks, and it's far from the most powerful of the tools the cartel employs. The workhorse effort is achieved with the use of high-frequency trading and the issuance of new contracts to meet periods of rising long interest. You need only look at what's happening last week for a textbook example, as Craig Hemke discussed last Friday. And on top of these tools is outright dumping of physical precious metal at strategic junctures, and suffice it to say, the cartel is a long way from being emasculated. There have been a number of over-the-top headlines in the last couple of days making the case that this news regarding Deutsche Bank is going to translate to an end to manipulation. Reality is more nuanced, as Bill Murphy explains. I see a potential for a limited hangout scenario unfolding. Deutsche Bank is in precarious financial health, and I believe there's a possibility that the bank could be split up with bad assets segregated in a bad bank holding company with losses nationalized. If that scenario were to unfold, it wouldn't be inconceivable to see that mainstream media spin precious metals manipulation as reality, but only in the backwater of the London fix process, and largely the product of Deutsche Bank leading the effort. If Deutsche Bank morphs into some other entity at some point, the ability to spin a limited hangout is possible. Precious metals market action. Given the way precious metals and miners have been trading for most of 2016, Bill makes the case that there has been a shift in psychology. One only need look at the way silver traded last week. Bill notes that it's been years since we've seen back-to-back up days without so much as a cartel-induced hiccup. The move in silver since January low is impressive. Bill also makes the case that longer-term smart money has been accumulating pure-play silver miners and mining shares in general. Bill offers the example of First Majestic's move. Tune into the show for Bill's take on Deutsche Bank news and the soon-to-launch yuan-based Shanghai Gold Exchange fix mechanism scheduled to roll out tomorrow, and for his thoughts on how precious metals will trade in the face of ongoing cartel manipulation. You can get to that by going to YouTube and going to Wall Street for Main Street. That's WALL for Main ST YouTube channel, and you can find that interview there. But here's still some more from there. Obama reading Yellen her marching orders. Just what Obama and Yellen discussed isn't certain, but the participation of foot-in-mouth Veep Joe Biden strongly suggests that this was no ordinary set of meetings. When Biden is in the picture, that adds a national security layer to this onion. Given the facilitation role he has played on matters of national security policy, my assessment, the baseline interpretation of Obama seeking to ensure a smooth election season without the nasty economic, excuse me, downturn washing over the United States this summer is likely part of the reason for these meetings. Dr. Ron Paul addresses this thesis, including the possibility that economic rot is so bad that negative interest rates are seriously being considered. While I do not subscribe to interpretations that last week's meetings are an indication that a crisis is within days or weeks from washing over the financial markets, these sort of planning sessions do concern the immediate term potential for nasty market developments. Jason and I explore this topic following the segment featuring Bill Murphy. Jason and I also dive into what's going on with the Japanese yen, the dollar magnitude of bad oil loans, blowing holes in bank balance sheets, and of course our scumbag nominees. We also dissect the Wall Street Journal's important report that over 40% of all U.S. student loan debt is impaired or in outright default. Yikes, what a clusterfuck. And the United States lists all that student loan debt as an asset. Woo wee, 40% of it is in almost in outright default. I'd hate to have that as an asset. How about you? Anyways, guys, take care. Keep stacking.